What's going on, guys? It's Shu here, bringing you another review on Dandadan. This is episodes 6 and 7 of the second season. Now, I gotta start by saying, I was not expecting that episode 6 was going to be this wow song, like craziness, and the craziness that followed suit. The song was great. Um, and I enjoyed it. However, I didn't think they were going to get in trouble for it. And now that's beside the point. Honestly, as someone that's been affected by copyright uh, unnecessarily, I'm going to stand by that. It's just been crazy to see that even a series such as Dandadan gets hit with stuff like this. But a great song nonetheless, both in sub and dub. Great job. But, is what it is there. So we actually have this group, the Hayashi, that show up and they sing the song. We see that Seiko kind of goes along with what her disciple wants and trying to exorcise the evil eye. Now, of course, JINSHI, he doesn't want to lose it. He promised that he was going to be there and give that, evil eye the support and friendship and whatnot. And in theory, it's a good thought. It's just the challenge that, JINSHI has to deal with. He can't be in certain water. He can't be in cold water. And even soy sauce can affect him. And we saw this already. And so it's just difficult all around. And therefore, to them, the right decision is to have the evil eye out of him. And it's a bit frustrating to see, I'll be honest, but the music was great. And in the end, we see that the decision is that he is to stay, that he's going to figure out a way to keep it. And, I love how in situation for our boy Okarun, he's like, he wants it to stay as well. He wants to be able to, get stronger and defend. Now, I like his approach. He wants to be able to defend him and protect and help in whatever way he can. And it's nice. But it's also funny and kind of messed up how their situation goes from, I guess, crazy to just plain sad and kind of wild, because we see that evil eye gets activated in the episode and the house gets destroyed in the process, and it's not very good. And so we see that he actually tries to repress it to the best of his ability, and also trying to train in order for it to not to happen. And so it's kind of a wild episode overall, but by the end of the episode, we actually see how Momo is trying to get money herself, trying to get a phone and make sure that she can help out with repairs at the house. And she finds a job at none other than a maid cafe. And we see that Momo's friends are actually the ones that take Okarun to this cafe. And that's where the episode ends. But then going into episode 7, we see that Okarun actually, he's very much surprised to see her. And it kind of turns more into a them episode, focusing on Okarun and Momo more. And she's there. Obviously, she's trying to get some money. And she's feeling all kinds of flustered with her friends and Okarun there. And it just becomes a whole kind of teasing thing, which is fun to watch. I do enjoy the whole teasing. And it just turns into a little more of a wholesome thing, especially at the fact that, after Okarun, leaves, he says that he wants to walk home with her because, her shift ends at 10 o'clock and it's late. And so he wants to be able to walk with her. And he does work, he does actually do it. He goes around somewhere to kill some time. And when she gets off, at first she thinks no one's there, but he shows up. And they actually go together, they walk home, they even hold hands for a little bit. So we definitely see that, and kind of like what we saw a few episodes ago, they were holding hands, and now the relationship is definitely growing. It really is. And so, you really just want things to work out. And so they end up going home, and unfortunately, Ira's already there. And we think that Jinshi's actually done a lot of progress with his training, but because of an accidental bumping in between Ira and him, the boba drink that she had lands on Jinshi, having him revert to evil eye, and he chokes Momo out, which was actually pretty messed up. And we see how she's able to actually be prepared because she actually drank some water and spit on Jinshi's face, and we see how like upset he felt for doing that. And of course, Okarun, how defensive he gets and like pushes him out the way and tries to protect her. I mean, he even reverted to his form, and like he couldn't do anything at that point. So we see that he definitely cares. Jinshi, I feel bad for our lad. I really do. But he's definitely got a lot of work to do. Meanwhile, we see that in Okarun's case, he wants to get strong, so he actually goes to Peeny Weenie to kind of see if he can get some help, and he turns him down, saying, "No, man, I'm not gonna help you out," which is surprising, considering how, he's. You think that because he's such a fighter, but at the same time, he doesn't really want to take on any other responsibility. He just kind of wants to live there. Obviously, the reason why he's also living there is because he can't have a cow, and it'd be easier for them to just live on Earth. But with Okaru not finding someone, we see that he then gets kind of a little bit of unexpected guidance from Turbo Granny, who decides like, hey, I can show you, I can show you, you need to work on your rhythm. And they go along together, and Ira tags along to school, and we see that this is where Turbo Granny actually wants to teach him more about how he can improve. Whereas Evil Eye is faster, and even Ira is even faster, and he's just too monotone. So, with the power of music and the unexpected arrival of the ghosts of musicians, we see that now Ira and Okarun have to deal with these guys. So, it's definitely going to be an interesting episode. I think the next episode is going to be fun, seeing how they deal with these ghosts and how Okarun can actually get better and stronger with this new unexpected training session with these ghosts and with Turbo Granny. But guys, that is it for me. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you guys have, leave a like, comment below your thoughts, and as always, stay safe. I'll catch you later.